Hey friend, in this video, I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't try to write a hit song. This is sort of in response to two different things that I see a lot. One is there are a lot of sort of songwriting channels out there that I see, in my opinion, irresponsibly saying how to write a hit song in 2022 and stuff like that. But I also get some comments from some of you talking about like, hey, what's the formula to write a hit song? How do I get famous tomorrow? And other things that are similar in their sort of urgency, if you will. So this video is sort of a response to both of those camps about why it's kind of irresponsible to tell people here's how to write a hit song, and also that we shouldn't be concentrating on how to write a hit song. We should be concentrating on something else instead. Let's talk about it. So first, I want to address all the videos that claim, in my opinion, falsely, that they can tell you or explain to you how to write a hit song and that there's this certain formula to it. Firstly, there isn't a formula. There just isn't. There are so many hits that are way outside any formula, and the implication of there being a formula to create a hit is that if you just follow these certain directions, then you can pump out hit after hit after hit. For me to even remotely believe that premise from someone, they would not even need to do one hit. Because if you write 500 songs and only one is a hit, that would indicate, well, you got lucky on that one hit, or there are other factors, but you certainly don't understand some formula, because if there was a formula, the idea of a formula is you can produce something over and over and over again, right? If you have a formula of how to create some compound or some chemical, that allows a company to just mass produce it, right? You can make it over and over and over because it's a formula. You just plug and play. Even the stars can't really do that, right? There are some that maybe it feels like they can, but even people like Taylor Swift have some albums that are higher than others. And in that case, usually the Taylor Swifts of the world, I mean, they can put out whatever they want, and the radio stations, because she's Taylor Swift, are going to play them, and then people are going to like it because that's what the radio stations fed them. Like, for example, WAP. Does anybody think WAP is a good song? I mean, I would say it's incredibly embarrassing. If I had written WAP, I wouldn't even want the writer's credit. I mean, I'd probably want the money from it, but I wouldn't want the credit. I want it to be under some pseudonym because it's frankly just embarrassing on every level. Musically, it's embarrassing. Lyrically, it's embarrassing. Unless it was meant as a comedy song, then I guess it's kind of funny, but it's not meant as a comedy song, which makes it just super, super cringe. And then secondly, all these videos that claim they can teach you how to do this, where are their hit songs? The reason I don't make videos like that is because I don't pretend I have some formula. If I did, I would have hit after hit after hit. But do these people have #1 hits? How can they possibly teach you how to make a #1 hit when they have not done that themselves? If somebody worth $0 tried to teach you how to become a millionaire, you would laugh and leave the room. And you should do the same thing with any YouTube channel or YouTube video that tries to tell you that they have this formula to create a hit song when where are their hit songs? Which is why I don't make videos like that. And I'm not trying to go after these people. I'm just trying to give you a more reasonable perspective about this, because I do get comments from people that indicate that they actually believe that there's some formula that you can just plug and play, and that maybe one of us has the answer where they can just change their lives tomorrow because they write this song and then it becomes a mega hit and then their whole life is changed. That happens to almost nobody. That's not how things work. But also, I want to encourage you that not only is there, in my opinion, no formula to create a hit song, but that's not something we should try to do anyway, especially because a lot of hit songs today are pretty garbage songs, but also because there is no formula, and we should be concentrating not on the result, but concentrating on what we can control, because we can't control whether a song of ours becomes a hit or whether people even like our song or not like our song. We can influence that, but we can't control it. You know what we can control? We can control writing a great song. We can control making sure that we put the extra effort and we learn all the things we need to learn to get better and better as songwriters, so we make and write better and better songs. Our lyrics get better over time, and our music writing gets better over time. We write more interesting melodies. We add more tools to our music theory toolbox to be able to write more interesting harmony, or maybe we try out some different intervals that we don't usually use in our vocal melodies because we realize, ooh, I really like the sound of a minor sixth interval, for example. So we add that to one of our songs in the vocal melody to really add some intrigue because we know we like that interval. Things like that is what we should be concentrating on, not those results. If you concentrate on those results, you'll probably never get there and you'll probably end up just being really disappointed. And if you really want any chance at having a fulfilling songwriter journey, you should concentrate on becoming a better songwriter and on writing better and better songs. And this may or may not be true, but at least the vibe I get when people ask me questions about how do I write a hit song, how do I become famous this year with my music and all that sort of thing, is you're aiming at the wrong thing. If you're looking just to be famous, to be able to be on some Vogue interview because you wrote this certain song and that's really what it is you want, and it's not that you want to write great music, your passion isn't about the music, you just see the music as a easy way or an easy path to get to maybe money or to get to fame, you already have it all wrong. You have almost no chance at doing that. All of the people who make it in music, just like all the people who make it in sports, they don't pursue that because of the money or the fame or anything like that. They pursue it because they genuinely love it and because they're genuinely good at it and they are willing to give up so much of their life to work towards that craft. So instead of concentrating on things you can't control, and instead of listening to a bunch of YouTube videos or podcasts that falsely advertise that they can help you write a hit, even though they don't have any hits, and again, just for the record, even if Taylor Swift told you, here's the formula to write a hit, I bet if you apply that formula perfectly, you won't have a hit because, again, that's not how it works. So I'm not just throwing any shade, and I don't really mean to be throwing shade so much as just to be weary of anybody who tells you that they can give you results that they themselves have not gotten. And specifically when talking about hits, that is something where, hey, there is no formula. Nobody out there has the formula. It does not exist. Even the people who have produced hit after hit don't have the formula because their formula is that they had a couple hits and then the radio stations kind of carry them from there and they don't write anything objectionable enough to the masses to ever fall out of favor with the masses, and therefore they kind of keep going. And there's more to it than that. And again, I don't even pretend to have the answers for that so much as to say, look, there's no formula. Stop pursuing that. Don't bother with that. Instead, work on your craft, become a better songwriter. So if you're interested in trying to get better at songwriting and trying to write great songs instead of just trying to write hit songs, then be sure to grab my 6-step lyric writing checklist, because I think the biggest way you can separate yourself from other songwriters is by becoming a better lyricist, because most songwriters, in my opinion's greatest weakness, are the lyrics, because even bands that write really cool music and people love their guitar work and the singer's really good, oftentimes the main thing that most songs struggle from weakness-wise tends to be lyrics. So when an artist actually has good lyrics, they really stand out. And I think one of the main reasons for this is almost every songwriter is first and foremost a musician. They're a musician who learned to write because they wanted to make their own music. And then a lot of times I think songwriters sort of see lyric writing as the sort of a side thing, like, oh, I guess I gotta write lyrics because they gotta sing some words besides la. That's a huge missed opportunity if we also adopt that attitude. If we fancy ourselves as poets and we take pride in our lyric writing and break down our lyric writing into 6 steps so that it is easier to accomplish writing great lyrics instead of just staring at a blank page expecting ourselves to essentially improvise poetry, which is what we're doing when we stare at a blank page and say, all right, time to write lyrics. Don't do that to yourself. That sets us up to fail when we do that. Instead, check out my free guide. It will break down those 6 steps to lyric writing so that you can go from a lyrical idea to lyrics that you can really be proud of. And that way you can get better and better at songwriting. And hey, that will increase your probability of actually having a hit if you are a good songwriter. And if you write great songs, right? It's certainly a better chance than just trying to do some weird made up formula that allegedly results in writing a hit. So be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and go out there and try to write great songs rather than trying to write hit songs.